Hey guys, Webheadgaming here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man X. This time we're tackling Boomer Kallangur. And Boomer Kallanger's stage has my favorite theme in the game. I enjoy listening to it so much, it's an awesome theme. As for the stage itself, it's pretty much a vertical stage, a la Electman stage from the original Mega Man. And it can be pretty dangerous if you're not prepared, as it does have a lot of these spike ball Joes. It has a lot of these turrets that cling onto the wall and fire these lasers that can be kind of hazardous. And then of course you have this section with the security lasers. If you touch them, that drone will fire a super fast red laser and damage you. I just bomb rushed there because I just didn't give a shit. I love the storm tornado. It blows away these giant enemies so quickly. I mean, if you recall, these enemies, it took a bit with the X-Buster to kill in Spark Mandrill stage, but with the storm tornado, they're a non-issue. For this part, I recommend charging up the rolling shield if you have it, and that way the drones coming at you will die in one hit, and you can focus on not getting crushed. And actually, rolling shield's really good for a lot of this, stage, as a lot of the enemies coming up can get killed by one hit from it. So it's a nice way to just speed through the stage without taking damage, you know. I really like the rolling shield. It's not as good as the charged up version of the weapon we'll get from Chameleon. Oh god, no, that weapon is broken as fuck, but it still gets the job done. This heart tank up here, you can get it in multitude of ways. You can get it by getting Boomer Kallangur's weapon and coming back to the stage to get it. Or you can do what I'm doing right here, charge up the shotgun ice, create yourself a penguin board, dash jump up there, and boom! That's pretty much my personal way to get it. It's much faster. But if you can't do that, Boomer Kallangur's weapon is also an option. This last section is filled with these turrets from Spark Mandrill stage that like to turn and fire in different directions. I had some issue here because I don't know why I had some issues here, but regardless, the stage itself, it's not too bad. It's not too dangerous once you're well prepared enough. God damn, do I love that theme song. So, Boomer Kallangur himself is not too terribly bad to take on. The one thing you should note when fighting him is that he will never jump, he'll never like go after you on the walls. He mostly stays on the ground. The only attack that does attack you in the air is his boomer cutter, or his boomerang cutter. But with the homing torpedo, this boss fight becomes a complete non-issue because you can just cling onto the walls and let the homing capabilities of the torpedoes do the trick, and they do a lot of damage to him. As for Boomer Kallangur himself, he'll constantly teleport across the room. If you're on the ground, be careful because he might teleport on top of you. But if you're clinging onto the walls like I'm doing, he'll barely touch you. He also has this move where he'll charge at you, and then if you get caught, he'll grab you and he'll swing you to the wall. But he shouldn't be much of a threat since he's mostly a ground-based opponent. So by defeating Boomer Kallangur, we get the Boomerang Cutter, which is it's not a terrible weapon. It's really great for collecting certain items, but aside from that, I don't think it's too terribly strong. So now we're going to take on the last Maverick in the game, Chameleon. Chameleon stage is rather easy. The boss, not so much. And this stage is home to a heart tank, as well as the final Dr. Light Castle. So we'll be getting those as we go through the stage. So Chameleon stage is a jungle stage. It's not too terrible. It's filled with a lot of these enemies that aren't really much of an issue. It's filled with these lumberjack enemies from Chill Penguin stage, the grasshoppers from Launch Octopus stage. Oh, here's another weather effect. If you defeat Launch Octopus before getting here, this part of the stage will be covered in water. And as you all know, you jump higher in water. So, if you jump all the way, boom, there's your heart tank. That makes it 7 heart tanks, I believe, and all we need now is the final heart tank in a Chill Penguin stage, and we will have our full health bar. Now, the Dr. Light capsule is guarded by this robot that looks like Otto from Mega Man 7 and onwards. And it can be very annoying to take out simply because it's incredibly beefy. And yeah, it only has 2 attacks. It will try and grab you with its arm, and it will jump. And sometimes it will also attach the arm to the wall and pull itself. That's basically all it does. People really like to use Storm Tornado on this guy. Me, I find the Xbox to be more precise. I know in Maverick Hunter X, this guy dies in like 2 Storm Tornado shots, so yeah. Not so much here though, I think. You can tell when the robot's about to blow up because there's steam coming out of his head. It's a pretty treacherous fight, what can I say? It's not hard at all, it's a pretty easy boss, it's just the endurance test. But it'll be so worth it to get the final upgrade. So Mega Man X is one of my favorite games to play. I really do enjoy this game a lot. And I always wondered to myself, which series do I like better? The classic series or the X series? I guess I'm probably in the minority here in saying that I like the X series more. Simply because it just, I don't know, I like the characters more, I like the atmosphere, I like the item collecting, and I like the gameplay of it, especially when it comes to the later X games. But, well, for the most part, fuck X6 and X7, but, for the most part, I really do dig the X series, you know? I have nothing against the classic series. I think the classic series is great in its own right, but I just like playing the series more, I don't know. So, that last armor upgrade we got basically reduces damage by half. So, if you ever have trouble with the Mavericks in this game, if they keep kicking your ass, it's probably in your best interest to go after the body part in Sting Chameleon stage, because that will reduce all damage. You'll still have to beat Sting Chameleon, but the good thing about Mega Man X is if you lose all your lives and get a game over, you will keep whatever you acquired in a stage. So, if you got the armor upgrade, but you don't feel like tackling the boss because he's too hard, just kill yourself until you lose all your lives. That way you'll be able to exit the stage. Pretty nice, I gotta say. So here we are with another wide armor section. Just punch the shit out of everything, basically. Sting Chameleon stage is pretty easy. It's not terribly hard at all. And now we're coming up to the boss himself. Normally Sting Chameleon can be a pain to take on, but luckily I have his weakness, the boomerang cutter. And with it, he becomes an absolute joke. Alright, so Sting Chameleon would like to constantly cling onto the walls and create spikes. He'll try and use his tongue to attack you, and he'll go invisible. But, if you're doing what I'm doing, he'll be able to get stuck in this loop where he'll always run into the boomerang cutters, for the most part. And, yeah, it shaves his health off so quickly. If you have the boomerang cutter, definitely use it on him, because it makes the boss fight incredibly, incredibly simple. So by defeating Sting Chameleon, we get the Chameleon Sting, which is basically 3 lasers that go in different directions. And if you charge it up, it's by far the most broken charge-up ability in the game because it makes you invincible. It'll be so useful for Sigma's Castle, believe me. And that's it. That's all of the Mavericks. So now we can finally enter Sigma's Castle. I could take on Sigma right now, but let's go ahead and collect a few more items first. Joe Penguin stage, if you go back here in this section, the heart tank is hidden in this base. Use the fire wave to destroy it. Simple as that. The Sub-Tank and Spark Mandrill stage can be acquired only by the Boomerang Cutter, so pull that out. And you need to jump. I think you need to jump because that will cause it to spiral downwards, because you're just standing there or just spiral upwards and it won't do anything. And now it's time for the super secret of the game that's only in Armored Armadillo stage. If you recall, there is a ledge that had an energy pellet, but there's actually something else hidden up there, and you can only see it by getting up there 4 times. So the fastest way to do it is to get up there 4 times and then kill yourself. And then once you get up there the 4th time, oh, I'm sorry, 3 times, then at the 4th time you come up there, you get this. A Dr. Light capsule with Dr. Light wearing a karate gi. That's very familiar. So the secret of the game, folks, is the Hadouken from Street Fighter. Yeah, the Hadouken from Street Fighter. That's quite a homage. So you activate it just like how you do with the Hadouken in Street Fighter. You do quarter circle forward. And it's a pretty powerful weapon. It will kill any boss, well, not any boss, in 1 hit. And yeah, it's a pretty broken weapon. You can only use it when your health bar is full. So if you took damage during a boss fight and you try to pull it off, you're not going to be able to do it. So it's still a pretty nice homage to Street Fighter. I really like that they put that in there. But regardless, I'll see you at Sigma's Castle in the next part. So, see ya.